சரி ஓகே. சரி ஓகே.
சரி சார். சார் அந்த எல்லாம் சார் வீடியோ வீடியோ சோஷியல் மீடியா ஆன்லைன் அந்த யூடியூப் போட சொல்லிட்டு அது போட்டு விட்ருக்காங்க. ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ணுறது அது அங்கே வர கேட்டுருக்காங்க. வீட்டில் நான் பண்ண கால் வீட்டு நீ அலோவ் பண்ண கற்றுக்கிட்டேன்.
எதுக்குன்னா நீ வந்து அந்த கோல்டு இருக்கிற கண்டென்ட் வந்து காப்பி பண்ணி எடுத்து கொடுக்குறது அப்பதான் ஒரு கரெக்ஷன் பண்ணுவாங்க. அவர்கிட்ட வந்து பென்ட்ரைவ் தான் இப்போ நான் அவருக்கு வந்து ஒவ்வொரு விஷயங்கள் வந்து அவரால் ட்ரைவ் ஓப்பன் ஆகுவேன். ஆனால் நம்ம காப்பி பண்ணி மறந்துடாங்க. இன்னைக்கே காப்பி பண்ணி கூகுள் யாரோ ஒரு பென்ட்ரைவ் வந்து அவர் காப்பி பண்ணிட்டார் அவரோட விஷயம். அப்புறம் உங்களுக்கு பென்ட்ரைவ் மறந்துடாரு. ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾರ ಜೊತೆ ఎక్కువ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಯಾರು
இல்ல சார் நான் என்ன
Good morning all. Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can command excellence. With these few words as the opening quote, let me request the gathering to praise for Tamil Thai வாழ்த்து. Please be seated. It's an honor to welcome the audience gathered here. I'm Alvin George with my co-host Malini. Welcome you all on the behalf of entire Fiber family to this faculty development program. Thank you for dedicating your precious time to be a part of this event. Before the launch, let me first acknowledge the presence of our eminent dignitaries, the Director, Dr. P. Srinivasrao, faculty members, guests and staff. When trouble rises and everything appears tough, there is always one person who perceives a solution and takes command. Let us welcome our Director, Dr. P. Srinivas Rao, to enlighten us by his wisdom.
Start the speech. Just getting on the right list.
Good morning to all of you, and very warm greetings on the auspicious the festival of Ugadi, which we celebrate some parts of the country. And this festival is, the rising of suns towards north and creating a vibration to entire land of India, and result of fertility and peace and prosperity. So once again, I greet all of you for the peace, prosperity, and happiness of your life and your family members. Let me introduce Fibered in a nutshell. Fibered is one of the finest thoughts of Dr. Sundar Raman, who is basically an excellent academician and an industrialist also. The Fibered has conceived with a vast experience of Dr. Sundaraman, who happened to be the executive director of Banari Institute of Technology for 2 decades. And also he happened to be a Cambridge MBA who traveled across the world in the academic domain as well as the industrial houses. Today we all are looking towards research. And this gentleman, with a high vision, he has experimented very long ago the experimental research for education. He never compromised the vision for a business school or a management program to be limited in the books of theory. He has learned through historical data that there is a huge gap between the industry and the business schools or the universities where the program is being conducted. That's where he developed the concept called action learning program. This action learning program may look sometimes a very infancy of its learning, but in true sense, it gives you the hurdles as well as solutions that every executive is going to face in his corporate world. Sometimes you find that a telecalling is a very cheap, but you do not know that every call that you make representing an organization could lead and build the image of the organization. You may be working in sometimes as a clerical cadre in some of the accounting department that gives you immense practical experience. You may be drafting a letter to be a business proposal that may look like a clerical job, but it is an immense it's an immense experience that you carry and have it gives you immense experience in articulating the values, the core systems, the procedures, the SOPs in form of a written document. So today, including IIMs, top B schools, sometimes they get into failure mode because we talk two big things, but when it comes to implementation, we are very rare and very far. That's where our industrial revolution took 400 years. Our industrial revolution is a history of 400 years. First industrial revolution started in 1974 or 84. 84 exactly, I think. Where basically we conceived the basic concept from the steam and coal and the power. The power is being generated. Next, it happened in 1874. The second, where you had basic electricity, where you have few automations, that gave you some knowledge. When it come to 1969, you had the third industrial revolution, where the interface of computers, networking, and some automation, and the little knowledge of basic robotics. So what happened? But if you see the university, any university or any business curriculum, you might have not got even basic computers till 90. In the 80s, we were in the debates, COBOL programming and all. So there was a huge gap from the industry and academia, including West and East. There was a huge gap. This gap has been understood by Firebird International Business School. From the day one, we think that our program should be 70-30 model, where 70% of learning happens through experiment. It doesn't mean that we are not teaching the syllabus, we are not experimenting the content of the management. We are doing it, but our mode of learning 70% through experimental learning or experiential learning or blended learning. And today, entire research, the research method should follow experiential methods only. If you go for historical data, descriptive research, or quantitative, qualitative, very confusing. The inclusion of cloud computing, the inclusion of AI tools, the inclusion of robotics, additive manufacturing, and above that, big data and data science gives a lot of confusion to you. Where is it qualitative research? Where is it quantitative research? It is immensely important that we need to have experimental research. That experimental research only can happen with the industry collaboration. Without industry collaboration, we cannot. For example, we conduct a lot of webinars. In a webinar, we try to understand the thought process, the detailed thought process of each individual, comparing from theory, from industry, from opinion, polls and all. In this complex market-driven economy, in this complex technology-driven economy, research becomes very complex. That's the reason the matrix and the variables, independent variables and dependent variables are very complex in nature. That is the reason research happens to algorithms nowadays. The research tools have been formatted with a lot of softwares and it happens pure algorithms. These algorithm results are not known to common people. It is only known to the highest level of scientists who work behind the screen. That's what big data analysis happens, like IBM, like KPMG, then PwC. These are the companies which makes it. Now, if I ask you one question, where do you live? Do we live on information technology world? Do we live in knowledge society or do we live in wisdom society? Most of you say that you're living in information technology society. Do you agree on this? Are we living in information technology society or are we living in knowledge society? Most of us, we live only in information technology. If a research scholar is being given, you'll get confused. Because huge data, you go that, you just search for any topic, you will get hundreds, thousands of articles. How do you deduct these articles? There are a lot of quantum theories are there. How do you analyze these things? The entire environment is very complex. There you need a right kind of guide for you, who has not only the information, who has the knowledge, in-depth knowledge with various tools of research. Then only you can aggregate the data. And also you can aggregate the literature. See, there is a conspiracy theory there by the West. I want to tell you that There is a gap between West and East, and from East and again South again India. Most of us do not have this knowledge due to our imposition of West culture. Why do we require to adopt West theories when our population is not West? Our culture is different, our product matrix are different, our society matrix are different, our ecosystem, our resources matrix are different. We just copy West because somebody has written a book, we have organized information. Our variables are very independent. Our culture is very independent. Our economy depends largely on our agriculture. Our economy largely depends on agriculture. Do you know that your productivity, all of you housewives here? All of you housewives? Isn't it? All of you cook in the kitchen? There is a productivity in the kitchen? There is economy values there? If you don't cook in-house, if you don't prepare your meal, what you have to do? What you have to do? You have to order Swiggy or you have to order for a parcel, isn't it? You have to go and get the at least 500, 600 rupees or 1,000 rupees for family. This production is not being considered in our GDP. Do you know that? Our women population is more or less 50%, 45 to 48% women population is there. Or in India, it is 1,000, 90,000. So women productivity is not considered in India or in the world itself. GDP is not accepting the production what is happening at home or household. GDP is not accepting your culture. There is cultural values there. Because of your culture, you are able to produce something. GDP is not accepting the wisdom in you. It is only driven because West has grown. Earlier in 1969 only, they got in robotics, they got high computing, everything. The GDP means everything that comes into production and services. GDP is not that. It is a conspiracy theory of West, other East, and specifically Indian. We are seeking people, we are knowledge people, we are wisdom people. We have immense knowledge, the gold deposit is very high, our cultural knowledge, our experience is very high. I was discussing with one of the finest professor of the world, he's from Southern California University, Professor Umberto Lapasso. He's a good friend of mine. I had two interactions where from GDP, the research tells that, his research tells that how India is being demoralized for its economic progress and how it is being demoralized for its knowledge quotient. Here it comes that he says that knowledge, that called a new is that gross domestic knowledge product should be considered. Where your culture, your value, where your home production, where your ethnicities, where your history, all also need to be added in the GDP. This is not known to many Indians, being Indians. Here at Fiverr, what we are trying to do that knowledge experiment. My students may be thinking that why we have to go for ALP, it's not so easy, it's very tough. But we are trying to do an experimental, creating a knowledge domain, experiential domain, which will enhance other area. Students do not produce economy. In other business schools, they are only connected to theory, but Fiverr students are producing economy, being in action learning program. You are producing some result, you are contributed to the GDP. Whether you are doing a 2 hours work or 3 hours work, but you are contributing to the economy. Whereas the rest of students, they do not contribute. They only accumulate information. They are not knowledgeable. You are knowledgeable. You are learning with experience. This is the difference what we have. As a research student, all of you, how many would like to say that I will give you 3 options to you? The question yourself, I know it. What is the first question? I know it. Second, I'll say that I don't know it. Third, probably I don't know it. Raise your hands who say that I know it. Given question, raise your hands who say that I know it. And the raised hands, I don't know it. Third question, probably I don't know it. First question, I know it. How many hands will raise? Please, with this only I have to conclude what is the research. Nobody says, I know it. No hands. Huh?
I can't answer that question.
Okay, I don't know it. How many hands will raise? I don't know it. Nobody? Probably I don't know. All of you? You're not answering. This is very important to proceed further. No answer?
On behalf of them, I can say research is an ocean actually.
Okay.
So we have to experience it. We cannot say that we know everything.
Okay. The resource person is very intelligent. Probably we don't know it. The mindset when you have, I was teaching skill sets and mindset. The skill sets are not important. Skill sets are aggregated, but mindset is more important. The moment you say your mindset, you say that probably I don't know it. Research always probability, possibility with hypothesis. So now, as a students, for students and all, my opening remarks will go that today we need to focus on knowledge items. That is what we call KI. KI metrics, very important. Then country's knowledge producing metrics. Like all schools, colleges are not being considered towards GDP. Our services, teacher services, student services are not being considered under country's knowledge product matrix. That is called CKPM. And also under GDP, knowledge user matrix is also not being considered. And cost of user learning is also not being considered. So what happens here? Research will tell you every time you search for the truth of the information, which can be converted with the test of hypothesis, scientific principle, to be, yes, it's a body of organized knowledge. It is a scientific, analysis happening. So all of us today has gathered to create scientific knowledge and other levels of social knowledge, which will be tested over a period of time with qualitative, quantitative research. So my dear students, since you are in large numbers, the research component is very essential for you. Today you are going to, in another 1 year, you will go to an enterprise where MNCs, most probably all of you will choose for the MNCs. All these MNCs have a data and with them. They have a consulting partners with them. You will be part of the research process, and your interpretation of the data, your decisions on the data, your understanding of data will give you your managerial ability. So no one can say that only Professor and Dr. Dilipis have to be statistician. Every one of us need to be a statistical expert. Without statistics, without the progression of data, understanding of data, statistics and operations are very important for today's business. And I congratulate Dr. Dilip and entire team of faculty and also the students to be part of this faculty development program. Though it is a faculty development program, but learning happens every stage. And I warmly welcome Dr. Karpagari from the Anand Sagar Group of Institutions, Bangalore. She happened to be a very high scholar, and I had a small, learning experience with her also. And she happened to be one of the finest head of the departments during my tenure in Bangalore. I was the campus director for AHC Group of Institution, and Dr. Karpagali happened to be the HOD of 360 MBA students. She used to control 6 sections of MBA affiliated to Bangalore University. And in one eye connect, all students used to keep quiet silence. Either it is a stadium mirror. She has got an immense administrative power capability, and during my time only, she has registered for her PhD. And every day, whenever she used to meet me once in a day or twice in a day, maybe once in a week sometime, I never called Professor Karpagali her. I called Dr. Karpagali before her registration only. Then she used to ask me, so why are you teasing me like this? I said, an unconscious or a subconscious, what you call energy when is imposed to anybody, that becomes a result. I hope that my teasing to you, Dr. Karpagali, made you doctorate with your father's blessing. I know your father always used to be the professor is calling before doctorate. Now I want to call Dr. Rajesh here, Dr. Sarvana here, and there are, so that Dr. Rajesh, Dr. Sarvana will come very fast with PhDs, and all my best wishes to all of you, and have a wonderful session with both the resource people. But Dr. Dilip is a very nice and very composed personality. He doesn't speak much. He does a lot of good research. He has produced some PhDs also, and his experience in research will help the fiber. And madams, your deliberation will be highly welcome today. Thank you. God bless you, all of you. Happy day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful and inspiring words. Also, let me welcome Mr. Kaushik Nitin to introduce the chief guest.
Dr. Sumata Datta is presently associated with the Postgraduate and Research Department of Commerce, St. Xavier College, Kolkata, under the University of Calcutta. He is the State President of the Department of Research and Innovation Wing of the Research Foundation of India. He has over 19 years of experience in teaching and research. He has contributed 3 edited books, 1 case book, and 1 research book from a reputed publishing house from India. He has written book titled Research and Publication Ethics in Social Science for MPhil PhD scholars, which was mandated by the UGC for pre-PhD registration. He has also obtained 1 patent from the Patent Office of India on December 31, 2021. He has also contributed more than 40 research papers in various national and international journals, including UGC CAT and Scopus. He acted as a research person on several national level workshops organized by various research bodies in India on the theme of research ethics and the way to write research papers in social science. At present, he acted as an associate editor of biannual peer-reviewed research journal and named International Journal of Academic Research and Development.
Professor Sumant, how are you? You are on mute. Can you ask? Unmute Dr. Sumant.
Thank you, Kaushik Nitin. Now let's invite chief guest Dr. Sunanta Datta to deliver the chief guest address.
Hello, Dr. Sumanta. Hello, Dr. Sumanta.
Yeah, a very good morning to all of you, particularly the esteemed institution in which I am talking right now, the Firebird Institute of Research in Management, Coimbatore, Chennai. I am very much thankful to Director Sir Dr. P. Srinivasan Rao for giving me this opportunity to speak on this platform and interact with the esteemed scholars of this prestigious institution and other scholars from various institutions. I am also very thankful to Professor Ma'am for giving me this opportunity to focus on that issue of research methodology in social science in respect of my book that I have written so far, and I am trying to bring out the second edition of my book. I am also thankful to Dilip sir for giving me this opportunity and continuously communicating with me in this conference. I will not take too much time from your end. It is valuable time for you for the FDP program that is being organized by the Firebird Institute of Research in Management. I try to focus on why I have written this book. I started reading the book in 2016. Actually, keep in mind that at that time we don't have any books on research and publication ethics. Last year when I came out with this particular book, at that time there is a lot of book on this context for research and publication ethics for the scholars of social science as well as the faculty members. It was published in June 2021 And later on, within a very 6 months, it is being accepted by all the universities, starting from University of Jammu to University of Chennai to University of Madras to University of Kerala. And I am very much pleased to inform you that based on the recommendation that I have received from the Central University of Kerala and from Punjab University and all the universities across the pan-India, I have gone for the revising the second edition of the book, where I have incorporated 7 possible chapters, starting from the ethical aspects of analytical research, managing scientific conduct, publication ethics, enhancing the citation by the researcher in the social science by using research metrics, open access publication, where to select right journals for publication, and mapping your research agenda in social science. Besides that, I have incorporated 90 possible critical thinking questions for the faculty members as well as scholars in this particular area. I try to give you some glimpses of it from my book, where I think it will be useful for all of you. We are at the junction of this implementation of this new education policy 2020, and we know that research is being a part of it because we are thinking about the research intensive university, we are thinking about the teaching university and autonomous degree learning colleges. Besides that, we are also thinking about maybe multidisciplinary education and research universities. But what is happening in the structure of this undergraduate level, if you go by the particular point, institutional reconstruction and consolidation, you can see now we are thinking about the 4 years bachelor degree program, where the last year is totally dedicated for research with 1 year master's program. And it means the coming days, the days are coming not so far, where undergraduate colleges are also given the responsibility of undertaking research, and all the faculty members are directed to do so. So they must be aware of the ethical part of research before they undertake the research as a whole. Because we try to apply the qualitative and quantitative study, but because besides the foundation of this ethical issue of research, we are not aware of all those things. I try to focus on one such simple issue in this context, that we have tried to focus on the scientific misconduct. What are those? In the scientific misconduct, we have a research fraud concept. Research fraud means we are taking care of these 3 fraud: fabrication, falsification, and plagiarism. We have a ghost writing concept. I am unable to write paper because I am too much overburdened with the academic or administrative work. What to do? I am taking help of some person. I am paying money to that person, and the person is written on my behalf. And what happens next? I am publishing the paper on my name without acknowledging the name of that person who has written the entire script for me. This is called the concept of ghost writing. Obfuscations also happen within certain tell this particular thing in a more detailed way, because I have collected some data, and where I found that if I go for analyzing the data becomes irrelevant because the data is not relevant due to maybe some of the statistical analysis by virtue of that we came across. So we try to avoid those critical data where the data is not in favor of my conclusion that I want to draw. So again, the changing. We are manipulating the data and try to draw and use some statistical tool to draw conclusion in my favor so that I can validate my objectives. It is also analytical practice. Image manipulation is the most prominent one in the science discipline or in geography, particularly in that type of science. Because we have, again, for a social science, particularly in management and commerce, in our project, in our dissertation, we are using some images without having a better understanding of the creative common license. Which one I can take, which one I cannot take. Okay, so if this creative common license 0, I can take the picture without taking any kind of permission from any authority. But if it is something which is ND or NC was there, non-commercial purpose, I cannot use the image for any purpose, any commercial purpose. I cannot use for any other purpose other than taking a written permission from them. So these things are very important for us to understand. Now, coming to the concept of publication ethics that I have mentioned in a much more detailed manner in my book, which one is acceptable and which one is unacceptable. I can give you 2 examples. In respect of publication ethics, you know that for the scholars and researchers, we are always thinking about writing literature review, and that is very common to us. What we can do actually, we have that we can say that we are just copying from the other literature and paste it in my paper, assuming that I have written of my own, but that I have not written. So here we can overcome this problem by using of these visual tools like collected papers. I have given the detailing of this paper in my book. I am just sharing the link, in that way so that if you can see, please inform me. See that this is a collected paper with a free software available. I can write a particular paper I am looking for, suppose I'm writing this triple bottom line reporting. When I'm clicking on this particular graph, it gives me a graph. Okay, that is where I am taking so many circles, and I am enlarged the circle. And when I found that some of the papers are very big, more the circle big, more deep it was by color, automatically it indicates that more citation of the paper is being made. So you can take the help of that paper. If that paper is connected with some other paper with a deep straight line, then it means these papers are related with each other. So on the right hand side, you can get the papers name, publication house, name of the journal, and the volume and issue number. So automatically you can refer those papers accordingly. So in that way, you can use this particular format for the purpose of in your reviewing the literature. So that is most important part of our context. Now, in this context again, now if you know the concept of plagiarism, I can give you one example. That example I have taken from my book actually that I have drafted. Suppose a student presented a paper in an international conference, and the paper got the best paper award, and it is accepted for publication in an edited volume. Suddenly, one editor came to know that the paper is totally plagiarized from a similar type of paper. Okay, in the title from an XSRM repository. Then what type of plagiarism was done by the paper presenter? And do you think that the person is being penalized for that? No. We cannot penalize that person until and unless we have educated about the concept of plagiarism. We have educated all the researchers, all the faculty members, all the people, students who are undertaking projects right now in our MBA level as well as in our master's level. They are aware of the ethics or not. If this is there, then automatically we can take some stringent action against them. Otherwise, no. So this is the most important part that I try to share through my book, in a different context. Another important thing I want to share here, like authorship problem. Who will be this? This is the last point I want to share with all of you. I will not take too much time from your end. Now, in this authorship problem, what happened? Who are the authors? You know, in the science, we have 5, 6, 7 authors. In commerce discipline and in the management field, right now, to publish the paper in the academic research journal, we have 3, 4 authors. We are collaborating with each other. Then, who is contributing what portion? What is the weightage of their ratio in collaborating, in contributing that paper? That needs to be understood. Because in this context of authorship, we have 3 types of problem: ghost, case, and gift authorship. What is ghost authorship? I have taken the help from someone, but I am not acknowledging the name of that person in my paper. This is ghost authorship. That is the undue advantage that I have taken for creating enhancing my own credibility, but not in the recognition of that person. Guest authorship means I know if I incorporate the name of a prominent scholar, a prominent senior professor of a university, state-run or central university, I know that there is a chance the paper got accepted in the university list or scoop of may not sense a problem. So I will incorporate his name or her name as the first author. I am putting my name as the second author. That is totally injustice to an contributor as per the Cook guideline. Cook has specified, Committee on Publication Ethics has specified that this is not ethical. Okay, so we should remind all our scholars that who has contributed more, who should be the first author. And then, on the basis of their contribution, the second, third author will be redefined. Last, gift authorship. This is very technical and very controversial issue in this context, which is identified by the Cook and also mentioned in a proper way. Cook say, what is gift authorship? Like, I am working in a college. I know my dean or I know my HOD. So I try to tactfully to satisfy, to please my HOD or dean. I incorporate his or her name as a first author and my name as a second author or third author. Why? Because I want to give that particular paper to them. So this is called a gift authorship. All those are unethical. In my book, I have tried my level best to incorporate all those technicalities in a small cases at the end of the paper and all the things. So with this, I have so many things to say, but very difficult to say all those things within a short period of time. I am very much thankful to Sir, Director Sir, for giving me this opportunity, and particularly Professor for evaluating the objective of the book in a more prominent way. Thanks for all of your positive criticism about my book, and thanks to all of you for giving me this platform to share my opinion. Thanks you.
Congratulations, Dr. Shumendra Datta. I think you can hear me. Dr. Shumendra Datta, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm on camera only. You can see me standing here. And a big congratulations to you. You have been a hard-working professor and you have contributed a lot to the teaching community. Ethics are very important. As you mentioned that most of the time under the, head of the departments, under the directors, many people, don't get the first name as the author of the paper. It is a common practice all in India. Dare the researcher to put his name in the first, let his guide to be the second person. That is inspiring to everybody. That's one of the reasons that I have chosen you to release your book in Fiber. Because I feel that all young people, all young research scholars, we have done our job. When we cross 50, 55, we have done our job. We don't require much. Whatever the research papers are required, it's enough for us to be up to the vice chancellor level. But young people like you, young people like our team, you will need a lot of, accumulation of your articles, research, books. And I'm really excited to see that you are doing a good job. I know that you were in, Manipal yesterday as a keynote speaker, and today you are with the Fiber. This shows that your prominence and relevance and rigorous efforts toward research. This will help you for your future, and Fiber is always will extend you to support on your endurance for research work. We don't mind to sponsor next book for you. I'll take the previous budget for you.
I definitely say complimentary copies to all the dignitaries present on the dais. And
Yes.
thanks for giving me this opportunity to share my viewpoint about my book in this August gathering. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Feel that we have launched your book at a national level. All the best. God bless you. We exit now from you. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. It's time to introduce the resource person of the day, Professor Dr. G. Karpagavalli and Professor Dr. D. Dilip. Now I invite Mr. Mobi Nagaman to introduce Professor Dr. G. Karpagavalli.
Professor Dr. G. Karpagavalli, Faculty, Department of Management Studies, Dayananda Sagar Group of Institutions, has completed her engineering degree in the year 2003, MBA in the year 2007, and completed PhD in Management in the year 2018. Being a passionate academician and having 18 years of teaching and academic administration experience and around 7 years of research experience, she takes the credit of holding various positions like academic coordinator, HOD for UG courses, researcher coordinator, PG program coordinator, NAB coordinator, BOS member for curriculum design and external examiner for various universities. During her way of academic journey, she is active in research and currently has 16 research papers published in various reputed journals and participated in national level and international level conferences. She also has experience being session chair for national conferences and as a resource person for many national level seminars.
Thank you, Mubin. Now, let me invite Mr. Nirmal Kumar to introduce Professor Dr. D. Dilip.
Professor Dr. D. Dilip, MSc, MBA, MPhil, PhD, is a renowned statistician. Presently, he is working as a professor in Fiber Institute of Research and Management, Coimbatore. He has more than 19 years of research, consultancy, and teaching experience. He is sincere and enthusiastic teacher in motivating the students to achieve their heights. He delivered more than 100 lectures in the field of statistics and also conducted several FDPs and MTPs in the area of statistics and data analysis. He has excellent skills and knowledge in imparting practical applications of software such as SPSS, AMOS, SAS, or Python and Tableau.
He published many research papers in peer-reviewed journals and guided many PhD scholars. He loves to work with data and has great passion to work with several tools related to analysis.
Thank you, Nirmal. We request all the learned participants to make yourselves comfortable at the auditorium as we begin the first session by Dr. G. Karpagalli.
We realize the curiosity of all gathered to attend the session here, and let us not spend any more time on the formal event. Let's invite Dr. G. Karpagavalli to start the session.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, the management of Firebird Institute of Research and Management, dear faculty members of this institute, the participants of this FDP, both online and offline, my dear student friends, a very good morning to all of you. It gives me an immense pleasure to be a resource person for this FDP on research methodology in social sciences, a beginner's approach. Research and development are very important and integral aspects in an academic setup as it leads to overall progress and growth of a nation. We all accept the truth that research is a tool for building knowledge and facilitate the learning process. But actually, research is what I am doing when I don't know what I am doing. Jokes apart, being a researcher, it requires dedication, hard work, and more than a little inspiration. For all of the academicians gathered here, including me, we strongly agree that academic success depends on research and publications. When you enroll for a PhD and start doing the research work, research is incredibly a challenging task. Of course, at various times we will be clueless of how to start, where to start, when to start, and how to proceed further, etc. Embarking on a PhD program is difficult. It consumes a lot of years, and dropout rate is quite high because of the toughness of the program across the globe. Nearly 40% of researchers in some of the country's top institutions may be dropping out because of varied reasons. All of us would get stuck somewhere while pursuing research, and we assume research is a nightmare, but actually not. When we really know the nitty-gritty of the research, if we are very strong in our basics, if we are very strong and clear in our vision, that is very important. When we are very clear in vision to pursue the research, it is not going to be a nightmare, rather it will offer you a good knowledge in the area of your interest. It also gives you happiness, pride, confidence, some sense of fulfillment, achievement, success, patience, some sort of elatedness, etc. All these qualities will be able to gain when you pursue your PhD in a very proper manner. Therefore, I believe that we will have a good interaction today during my session, through which you can strengthen and enhance your knowledge and thought process towards the research area. So with this, I once again thank Dr. Srinivas Rao sir, Director, Firebird Institute, the management of this esteemed institution, the organizers, coordinators of this program, for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge which I have gained over a period of time. Thank you all. Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am, for your words of wisdom. Now I invite Dr. Tamil Shelvi to felicitate the resource person.
You have to, Satish, the camera, always you have to rate it. If you put it, then it will take from that like this.
Let all the faculty. All the faculty. That's our customary there. Students. No, let other faculty come, no? Women faculty, please come. Please. Sit down. Please sit down. You're the guest for today. Where is Satish? Where is the camera? Normal camera? Do that with this concept put in normal camera. Come, madam. This side, come. Lazy madam, come here. This side. Come this side. You take care. Come, ma'am. Where are you? Thank you. That also will close it so that I please come.
Thank you, ma'am. Let's invite our director, Dr. P. Srinivas Rao, to hand over the momentum to our chief guest.
God bless you, man, with all prosperity, progress, being a great scholar and research. Produce many more PhDs under your guidance. That's what you are looking at.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Where is certificate? Anmol is there. Yeah. You have to come with us. It's all the package. Come with us. Come now. Come close. Dilip, come. Okay. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you all. Let's break for a tea. Please assemble after 15 minutes. Tea will be served at girls' common room at the main cafeteria. Washroom is available opposite to the cafeteria. Students, after completing session, you go to the classes.
What is that? Yes, yes. You can now.